All right, so we have a data set, and when they ask the visual displays of data questions, you're looking for the same things: shape, center, spread, outliers. But they can show you in 4 different types: a dot plot, a box plot, a stem and leaf plot, and a histogram. So we're going to go through looking at this data set and turning this data set into the 4 different types, and then looking at that and trying to determine what's the shape, what's the center, what's the spread, and are there outliers. So the first one we're going to look at is a dot plot. So how do we make a dot plot? You guys ever see a dot plot before? So the dot plot shows us, I start at 20. 29 is where I really need. I put 1 dot for 29, 1 dot for 30. Each of these dots represent 1 data point. So when we get to 43, 41 has 2 dots for those 2. 43 has 3 dots because there's 3 data points. 44 has 4 dots, and 46 has 4 dots. So what can we take out of this? If they said describe the distribution, and they didn't give you this, they gave you a dot plot. How would we describe the distribution? The first thing we want to talk about is shape. Does this look skewed to the left? Does it look symmetric? Does it look skewed to the right? Does it look uniform? Or does it look bimodal, is what we're trying to see. And this one, as you can see how the tail kind of comes here and then it kind of ends up here, would be skewed to the left or skewed negatively. So I would say the data distribution of whatever the context is appears to be skewed to the left. The next thing we want to look at is center. So what could be our measure of center? Would we rather do mean on this one or median? Now, I can do both, right? I can do mean. I can go, all right, 29. Remember, we don't have these values, so I'd have to take the values from here. I can go 29 plus 30 plus 32 plus 34 plus 36 plus all of these, right? And then divide by 20. So I could actually get the mean if I wanted to, but that's a little bit more difficult. I'd rather get the median. If there's 20 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My median would be right here. It's a lot easier to get the median with the dot plot. So for the dot plot, we want shape. We look at it. Center. Can use mean, but I would use median. And then the easiest thing for spread, if we were doing this, do I want to use the standard deviation? Should I use the IQR? Or should I use the range? Remember, we got to do shape, center, spread, and outliers. So what would you guys want to use for this? Standard deviation. Would that be easy to get? No, Mr. Berg. Right, from the back there. Standard deviation, I'd have to first find the mean, and then I'd have to subtract each point, square it, add it all up, divide by n minus 1. You can do that, especially if it was a Wednesday. But if it's not a Wednesday, I wouldn't do it. IQR, I would have to find my quartiles, right? This is Q3 minus Q1. We can do that too. My quartiles would be halfway between 1 and 10, halfway between points 11 and 20, 2, 3, 4, 5. So between 5 and 6 would be my first quarter, which is 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36 and 39. So halfway between 36 and 39 would be my quarter 1. So I can get this. And then my quarter 3 would be halfway between data points 11 and 20, 15, 16. Let's see, 10, 11, and 20 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be 44. So I can do that. It doesn't take that much time. If you know how to get the quarters, it doesn't take much time. It gives you 7.5. So we can do interquartile range, or if you just want to quickly go 29, 44, you can also tell them the range, which would be, is that a 44, right? So that would be 15. So if they ask us to describe the distribution, the other thing would be, are there outliers, right? One of my rules for outliers would be the last thing. Now that I have my interquartile range, outliers are quarter one minus, I'm not getting that, just ignore the phone, 1.5 IQR, or if somebody wants to get it, and then tell them I'm teaching in the video. Quarter three plus 1.5 IQR, which we have the IQR. And you'd have to do it on your own. I'm going to have to answer the phone.